Up next. Hello and welcome, everyone. Thanks so much. Now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Kelly Oubre.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Here's the starting group for the Indiana Pacers. Halliburton is out there with White. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Sabonis. And it's Ingram in at the small forward. And for Atlanta, Oubre out there with Hachimura. And it's Rose. Then there's Ayton. And it's Brown in at the 2 guard.
Phenomenal athleticism from Ingram. I mean, really looking to rip that basket up with that strong dunk.
Clark, with last season shortened, maybe some second-year players hitting the rookie wall for the first time here in 2021.
That's a good point. I mean, again, the carryover, you know, people tend to look at this thing in compartments this season, this number of games, but there is carryover. I mean, teams that go through lengthy runs in the playoffs each year and then start up again oftentimes have fatigue battles that other players and teams don't. So that's real, the fatigue that carries over from season to season.
Outside, White. Yes, that goes in.
Yeah, attacking the interior is something White does well. He's crafty, and he makes good adjustments against the defense.
Now, here's Oubre. A 24-point outing in their last game against Minnesota.
And then there was his passing. When he wasn't scoring on his own, he was making plays for his teammates, and they just couldn't figure out how to defend it.
Shot clock at 3, and it's Brown missing. Pacers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Now the pass to Halliburton. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
You know, you look at Ingram, and it's not all about scoring with him. He shows he shares the ball as well.
And there are a number of things that make Ingram a dominant force. But what really jumps out at you the moment you see him, the length. Few wings in league history have had a 7'3" wingspan.
And it's Ayton missing.
It does not get much easier than that, but somehow he came up empty there.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, I spoke briefly with Nate McMillan. As many do, he compared Domantas Sabonis to his dad, Arvydas, in terms of his feel for the game. Coach said, Domas is now capable of registering a triple-double on any given night, largely because he anticipates everything. And he has the talent and size to take advantage of what he sees. Kevin?
Okay, David, thanks.
A towering presence on the offensive glass. Ayton uses his height well to keep possessions alive.
Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Halliburton passes to Ingram. Brown against White. Back to Ingram. A shot. Misses off the right iron.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
They get it again. Ayton. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. Indiana leading. White with it. Now defended by Oubre. White against Oubre. And stolen by Ayton. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Hachimura finds Rose. Passes it to Brown. Beyond the arc. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
Hey, guys, that's just outstanding confidence from Brown. I mean, getting up with the shot right away and giving the defense no time to react, that's impressive.
Here's White, and it's blocked by Brown, and he's able to get it back. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Hawks lead by 1. 2K. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And for the Hawks, guys, what stands out to you stats-wise?
Well, one way to generate more offense pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
Oh, there's no doubt about it, guys. Without those second chance points, this game would have had a much different feel to it.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. And so in the game for the Hawks, they've got Jaylen Brown. Hachimura out there with Kelly Oubre. And it's Rose. And it's Ayton in at the 5, down low.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
Now here's Rose. He had a 36-point outing in the last game against Minnesota. And it's Ayton missing. Pacers trail by 4. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Ingram. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
Hey, I know Ingram looks a little wispy and light, but his strength is deceptive.
Indiana shooting their first free throw of the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And, you know, I really think the hard work they've put in the offseason and so far this year really making a big difference. I mean, they've made a huge improvement in their shooting at the line.
Rose is gone 1 of 3 shooting so far. Here's White. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's on Jaylen Brown. Now, the superstar players always get the headlines, but you need more great role players, it seems, as you look at the history of champions, to win. So that being said, Greg, what kind of role players do you look for?
You know, Kevin, it starts on your best player, and I think you go from there. Obviously, in today's game, spot-up shooting is critically important. And then you got to factor in versatility. You need guys that can guard multiple positions, that give you some rim protection, but obviously that can also shoot the basketball. And I think it's critical having that instant offense guy coming off the bench as well to when your team's in a bit of a funk, somebody you can trust to kind of light a fire.
Good point. And here's Halliburton. 9 points last game. Outside, White. And stolen by Ayton. Up top, Hachimura. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Minnesota.
And his big night wasn't limited to his offense. His steals numbers were way up there, and it was a special night for him in just about every way.
We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Now, here is Halliburton. He's covered by Rose. Zubac, bounce pass. Oubre against Ingram. The Atlanta Hawks coming to this one after the win against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah, I felt like they attacked, but with a purpose. They knew what they wanted to accomplish coming in.
Well, it really showed the trust they have in one another. I love how they got after it, and you could feel that they were playing for each other.
Ingram outside. Pass to Halliburton. That's good, and it's Ingram with the assist. Halliburton's got his second bucket of the night.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Rose goes in. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
And it seemed like they couldn't get anything to fall in that opening quarter, but you can just feel the momentum starting to shift.
Yeah, things are starting to look up. I mean, they're making amends for that slow start, finding a rhythm right now.
White looking around. Pass to Zubac. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Halliburton. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one on Rose. The Pacers have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight. And the first one drops.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Yeah, I don't think it's an accident that aggressiveness correlates with playing better. So the aggressiveness is starting to pay off.
Rose kicks to Ayton. Out to the wing. And a wide open look for Hachimura. And he overshot that one, missing.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Inside. That's good, and the Atlanta lead is cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Ingram.
Gotta like seeing Ingram get going down underneath the rim. Just another dimension of his game that he continues to develop.
Brown against Ingram. Brown with it. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back. A competitive matchup for Atlanta in the first quarter. They never put themselves in too much danger. And that's going to do.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Here's Rose. On the court for Indiana. Sabonis is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's White. Then it's Brandon Ingram. And it's Halliburton in at the 1.
Boy, Brown not just a super athlete, folks, but he's got excellent skills as well. A tremendous floor general.
Here's Halliburton. Over to the left wing. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton. Ayton's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Oubre against Ingram. Outside Rose. Back to Oubre. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. The pass to Ingram. Shot clock at 6. And the rejection by Ayton.
Tremendous at anticipating when shots are going up. Ayton is outstanding at protecting the rim.
And Ayton throws it down.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the 2-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
Stolen by Rose. And now it's Brown running. He can go all the way. And Brown throws it down.
Boy, we know how athletic Rose is, guys, but he's also excellent at anticipating on defense.
Halliburton passes to Zubac. He kicks to White. Back to Zubac. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Greg, as a point guard, you must have had so much fun being surrounded by so much terrific talent at UNLV.
You know, Larry Johnson, Stacey Augmon, I mean, I could go on. And you're right, I was blessed to play alongside these guys. They were incredible talents, finishers. And, you know, you don't always appreciate it going through that moment, but the fact that we're all still close and stay in contact, man, what an awesome experience to be a part of that team.
Chemistry must have been off the charts on that team.
It was, and we had a lot of personalities, man. It was a different era back then, but I tell you, again, I wouldn't trade that experience for anything.
And the foul on Rose. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Well, we're into the 3rd quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. That's good, and the Atlanta lead is cut back down to 10 points after they get the bucket from Ingram.
Boy, the perception of Ingram, the awareness, seeing a lane and pouncing on it in a blink of an eye.
Ayton wide open. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Ayton's got 9 points.
Hey, whatever adjustments they made at halftime, they are working to perfection.
You know, they came out of the locker room, revved up the gas pedal, and haven't slowed down yet.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
Yeah, typically there's some type of adjustment made out of a timeout. It might be major, or it could be just a slight tweak.
Brown against White. Passes to Ingram. Back to White. Shot clock at 5. The shot, no good.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
Pacers trail by 13. Here's Ingram. Off the left rim and out.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
For Indiana, they've gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. Very slow start offensively. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Outside, White. Ingram deciding where to go with it. Kept alive by Indiana. Zubac finds White. Drops in the tray. He's got 7.
And you have got to honor White on the perimeter. Once he gets comfortable from there, it's going to be bad news for the defense.
And so it's the Atlanta Hawks going into the break with a 10-point lead. Looking good at this point, but wanting more. We've got more in store.
Hey, what we got to do here is...
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. Ayton is out there with Rui Hachimura. Then there's Kelly Oubre. Then there's Jaylen Brown. And it's Rose in at the guard position. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Here's Ingram. And slam dunk by Ingram.
Yeah, you know, he's slight of build, lanky and long and athletic, but he still finishes through contact, and he's not afraid to go in there and take the hit either.
To the paint, here's Hachimura. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got 3 assists in the game. Now, here is Halliburton. Floats one, and he sinks the layup.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Ingram with the steal. White wide open. He fires. And the Pacers another 3.
An assertive offensive player. White knows he has the green light to rise and fire.
Double team on Rose. Ayton. And Ayton throws it down.
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he?
The refs are much more lenient with that kind of situation than they used to be.
Brown against White. Pass to Halliburton. Offensive rebound. The Hawks leading by 7. Brown wide open. He fired. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
And the instincts there from Hachimura. Notice the overcommitment by the defense and then makes the right pass.
Lets it go from deep. A 3-pointer is right on target. White's got 6 here in this quarter.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
Zubac against Ayton. Double team on Rose. Here's Hachimura. And the 3 off target. Pacers trail by 6. Ingram dishes to White. Back to Ingram. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
You want Ingram to take over in these situations, and he does just that when his number is called.
Goes up at the stripe. Brown. Good.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take him.
And the Pacers call time here. They're trailing by 6. 1:10 left in the fourth. And now let's present our New Balance player of the game, DeAndre Ayton.
And he's been dialed in from the field, Kevin. Good on over 60% of his attempts. They've been working the ball around well, and he's benefited with a lot of open looks. And boy, has he made the most of it.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, the head coach of the Pacers talked to his team during the timeout. Yes, they're behind right now, but he's still upbeat. He said, guys, we can get back in this game. Stay together out there. All-out effort can win this game. Fellas?
Good! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
To the middle. Here's Ayton. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
An absolute beast inside. Love how Ayton uses his size to draw these fouls.
So he gets them both, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And thanks to his good work at the line there, now we have a 2-possession ball game.
And it's blocked by Brown, and that's an intentional foul. He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5.
And although he started playing the game later in life, Hachimura has picked it up well, and exciting young player to watch.
Sensing an opportunity here to increase the lead and capitalizing on it.
Timeout called the Pacers. They're trailing by 6. There's 25 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Zubac kicks to White. Yes! And now they trail by just 4.
The nasty handles of White, just so gifted at putting on a show with moves like that.
And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
You've got to figure those are the free throws that officially put this game out of reach.
From deep. And it's Halliburton missing. And they go to the intentional foul. It's the first. That makes it a 7-point lead.
Well, I tell you what, this guy gives you everything he's got when he's out there. And that's what you love about Derrick Rose, how fierce he is as a competitor.
From deep 3-point range, misses the shot. And so the Hawks take the win. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job.